Oh, you have one? Oh, okay. I didn't know what you need. Mine will last forever, so I only need so much of it. Let's swap it out. Thank you.
Hi, Kevin. How are you? Happy spring football. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kevin Suits is here. We are ready to start the spring football news conference session. What's up? Not great. I did not. I was there for 2 matches in the morning and then had to go back and going. I will keep that in mind. I have a feeling that I will be back at that fine facility at some point. That place isn't most ideal for the seating setup is not ideal. Everybody good on the mic check? Rossi, you good?
three players out there, and we'll start here at the podium with Lamar Jackson. Try and rotate 5 or 6 guys through here. And we'll have some others that probably won't come in here.
How you doing? Yeah.
All right, questions?
Lamar, what's the outlook you take now that you're a senior?
I done came a long way. That's the first thing I think of. I'm happy where I'm at, just with football-wise, mentality-wise, and all that stuff like that. So at this point, it's kind of like my farewell tour. I'm going to give my teammates and coaches all I got for my last ride and just see where it takes us.
Scott Frost has said the DBs has made one of the biggest jumps as far as the attitude. Like last year was a tough group to work with. You find this year it's completely different in the winter. What have you seen?
I feel like just like you say, I didn't developed as a natural leader in the room. I kind of always was that guy that kind of had a voice, but at times I didn't use my voice like how I needed to or in the right way. I kind of was selfish with it and stuff like that. So now I kind of feel like I give back more in the fact that I'm as hungry as I am, this being my last season and stuff like that coming up. I mean, I feel like it just rubs off when the people around me. I got a lot of young guys that look up to me, a lot of guys that appreciate what I do, and I feel like once they see me doing it, I set the standard and they just try to match it, and it's the biggest elevation right there.
How do things go in the weight room for the whole team this winter?
They took it personal. I mean, one thing that Coach said at the end of last season, y'all know we wasn't big. We got outplayed. We got teams bigger than us. They were stronger than us. So they made sure that this winter they attacked it. We got DBs in there squatting high 600 pounds. I mean, moving weight. I put 7 plates on my back. I mean, the numbers was crazy. At the end of winter, I mean, I feel like all the coaches, players, everybody was happy where they ended up at. And going into spring, everybody was excited to get out there and switch it up a little bit because we've been hitting the weights hard, running hard, working hard, competing. That's what I'm saying. We just improving together as a group. So we're happy where we're at.
Yeah, Mark. Coaches talk a lot about how the culture is significantly different than it was at the start of the first year. Do you feel that change? Do you see that change? And what is that like?
I mean, yeah, I definitely see the change. Infield change is kind of just like now at first. It's really just like when new staff come in, they instantly got, it's a whole new set of bunch of things. I mean, not just like you can just say culture in general. Culture is kind of the whole everything in the nutshell. So like you say, like when they first came here, they was establishing culture, little things, doing the right things, not doing this, not doing that. So like now, coming into the second year with the staff and stuff like that, you kind of know what to expect. You kind of know what to do. You already been around it. You done seen the guys that did wrong. You done seen the guys that did right. So you kind of know what to follow rather than just get caught up in the smoke or get caught up what should I do or stuff like that. Now we kind of know it's only one way to do things, and that's the right way, and to do it to attack everything and do it to the best of our ability. So that's kind of what we've been doing. And I mean, like I say, the guys that we got, the group of guys, they kind of know that like what we did, we had an okay season wrapping up, but they know it wasn't good enough, and they know what the expectation is for this future season and for the future of this program. So everybody working their tail off and trying to improve each and every day. So I'm just happy I'm part of it.
Compare practice one yesterday to maybe practice one last spring, and just how far ahead you guys are with the language, terminology.
I mean, it feels good. Just for me, example, this is my first year to actually play under a DC for 2 years in a row. So, like, I mean, I got in position coach. I mean, I had a different position coach each year, learning different things, which is not a bad thing. But, I mean, like I say, I know what to expect now. I know what my coach wants. I know my DC want. I know what Coach Frost looking for each and every day. So, it's not really hard to reach that standard, like, rather than last spring when we just get in the spring, we don't know what practice is going to be. We out there tired, running around, not knowing, expecting the tempo. But like going into the spring this year, we know practice is going to be fast. You need to be in shape, make sure you're good, and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like everybody just knowing what to expect, everybody just better off. So spring practice day one was a lot better than last year's day one.
This team lost 3 senior safeties. You got to obviously kind of help you guys along. What do you see from the guys who are kind of working for jobs at that safety spot?
It's still early for the jobs. I mean, like ain't nothing changed when it comes to just the room and competition. It's just you got to pay rent each day. So I mean, like safeties, like you say, they know we know that's where our weakness is, right in the secondary. So I mean, but everybody that plays safety, they taking it personal. Like, okay, it's my time. It's my time to step up. So the guys that we got in place to step up, they own it. They watching film. They watching extra film. They taking all the coaching points. And as well as our Coach Fish told me and DCAP, for example, that we need to know the assignments and all the calls like a safety, just in case, because they know everything that's going on. They know that we graduate 3 seniors. They know our safeties got to develop but we got a lot of time to develop them, so they should be all right when it comes time to play this fall. But for the most part, right now, we kind of all just learn together, help and improve each other. So.
Lamar, when you look back at the change the DBs made last year, what's something Coach Fisher did that really resonated or really helped maybe spark that change?
He just woke up the competition. He kind of made everybody. He just made everybody compete. He made everybody come in there, and ain't no day where you wake up like, oh, I don't feel like practicing. Like, if you don't feel like practicing, you're gonna get exposed today by somebody, coach, the chart, whatever it may be. So like, like you just can't come. You got to be ready to go. Each and every day, Coach Fisher's one of them dudes. He gonna give it to you just how it is. Like, if what you put on film is what you is. Like, if this is what you is, like if this is what you show me, pretty much that. Like, if I'm Coach Fisher, like if I'm showing him a certain way of effort or stuff like that, he gonna let it be known. He gonna reciprocate the coaching points. Like, okay, you don't want to practice. All right, well, I don't want to coach you. Go sit on the sideline. Like, it's like that. So like, if you want to be a part of this thing, you gonna have to be a part of this thing. That's from engaged in all the meetings. Like, honestly, a new rule just from just day one. Like, now we can't even bring phones in meeting rooms. Ain't no sneak texts and ain't none of that stuff. Everybody engaged. He know that. Like you say, we graduated 3 safeties, so it's time for people to step up. So ain't no time for distractions. If we playing football and we in these rooms or in this facility, we got to work. We got to improve. We got to get better because we know we made big improvements from 2 years ago from last year, and we trying to make another big jump from last year to this year. So that's exactly what we chasing.
Was no phones out of rule right away last year?
No, that's something that we just got told yesterday. All the phones right here in this basket. We walk in the store. Coach.
How much did your relationship with Coach Fisher grow in the middle of last year when you were challenged? You did a pretty good game basically,
Yeah.
and you grew as a player. But how did you grow with him and
I kind of just grew, just keeping to myself. There's knowing what I believe in, just knowing what I want out this thing at the end of the day. Like, I know, like I said, I didn't been through a lot of coaches. I didn't been through I didn't have to deal with a lot of different personalities. So like, it's not like it was nothing new. Of course, it's not no adversity. Like, you don't want adversity, but once you go through it, you got a decision to make. It's either you're gonna it's gonna either fold or you're gonna get through it stronger. And I was always the type of guy to just fight through adversity. I didn't been through a lot of my life, so it just came natural. It didn't really take much. It just woke me up. If anything, like, okay, get on your stuff and improve. And honestly, I respect. Like I say, my coaches, I respect them for everything they did. And at the end of the day, I feel like we see eye to eye now. And that when it's all said and done, they gonna do what they gonna do what they need to do for me, and I'm gonna do the same for them. I'm gonna give them all every day, and they gonna reward me at the end when it's time.
Thank you, Lamar.
Appreciate it.
Adrian Martinez next.
We were hungry, excited to, in a way, start fresh, winter conditioning, and use last year as fuel. And I think the guys really responded well to what the coaches were wanting us to do and what the strength staff wanted us to do, and we really hit the weight room hard.
How different does this spring feel knowing that you're the guy? This is your offense.
Yeah, well, I think there's always competition. You never want to be complacent, so I don't really want to have the mindset of, I'm the guy, as you put it, but I feel like as a team, as a whole, we're all in a different place. Just from knowing the offense, just knowing how to warm up, something so small, but something that we know now, and it's just like the back of our hand, so we're able to move a lot quicker.
In January and February, how much more work could you have done this year, maybe a year ago, with the whole teams on your own, just knowing the plays, knowing the system?
Yeah, I think it's helped me a lot. Last year there was a lot on my plate just trying to learn the offense and as well as make strides in the weight room and everything else. But now that, I have a pretty good grip on the offense, I feel like it's allowed me to, make strides as a leader and in other areas that I didn't get to last winter.
You guys graduated a couple seniors and the offense looks a little different. What do you see in some of the younger guys and kind of the different flavors you guys now have?
Yeah, well, it's only been one practice, so we'll definitely have some time to let this develop. But It'll be good. A lot of competition going on, a lot of hungry guys at the receiver spot, at the running back spot. So it's a good deal I think we have right now, and very promising.
Adrian, you're listed as one of the top 5 or 6, 7 Heisman Trophy candidates. When you hear that, when you see that, what's your reaction to that?
Well, it's humbling. Obviously it's an award and that you grow up knowing about, being a big fan of college football. But at the end of the day, that's not my primary focus. Primary focus is getting better each day and helping this team win more games. And that's what matters. And everything else will definitely take care of itself.
A year ago, you were an early enrollee. When you see guys like Wandell and Jamie Nance, you try to talk to those guys and bring them along. What are your early impressions from what you see from them as incoming receivers?
Yeah, 100%. Because I've been in their shoes and I can understand how tough it can be, and I don't want to see those guys make the same mistakes I did or waste time in certain areas like I did. And that goes for all our early enrollees. But they've handled it really well, and something I admire definitely about those guys in particular is that they wanted to learn. They wanted to learn the playbook. They wanted to be as good as they could be because they know, it's competition. Receiver room, you have Stan going down, or I shouldn't say going down, but going to the league. And it's up for grabs, so it'll definitely be intriguing, and I've been impressed by those guys.
When you did self-analysis on your first season, are there 1 or 2 things you highlighted to say, okay, I'd like to bring this up a notch?
Yeah, well, obviously overall game needs to improve, but certain decisions I made in key situations I'd love to take back, and that happened in a few different games. But I think already having that experience has allowed me to get better and better, and being able to look back on it. I can't promise I won't make a mistake, but I try not to make the same mistake twice. In a sense, it's been a natural progression, but I've definitely tried to make it a point to take on more of that leadership role, more vocally, and that could just be little things, but signs of encouragement, little things around the weight room, just around campus. Just trying to do my best to let the guys know that I'm there for them, and try and do things the right way.
What strikes you about McCaffrey so far?
Real good dude. He fits in perfectly with the quarterback room, and then I'm thankful for that. And he's a heck of an athlete. I'm sure you guys could have guessed it, but he's real fast, real athletic, and I know he's going to be a real good quarterback. So.
When you look back at your freshman year, what's one thing you'd like to have back? You kind of like to analyze everything.
It's hard to pick one thing. I'd probably take 8 things back, but one thing it'd probably be the Colorado injury. If I'm being honest, it kind of happened because it was my own fault. I made an error in the way I kind of went about the play, and it ended up getting me hurt. Obviously, I made a lot of mistakes last year, and I do believe things happen for a reason, and you have to learn from them. So I learned from that, as well as countless interceptions and poor decisions.
Hey, Adrian, you had a lot of attention heading into your freshman season with Wandale coming in with kind of the hype that he has. Do you talk to him or help him at all try to manage that, or give him any pointers on how to approach his freshman year?
I do, but he has a great head on his shoulders already, and I can tell that. And I'll be there for him, whatever he needs. But I'm confident he's going to be able to keep working hard and accomplish what he wants to. If he keeps that mindset.
Do you feel a difference in yourself in the way that maybe you talk to players, tone, a difference in tone, or a difference in approach? Now that you clear #1 starting quarterback, you had the season you had, do you feel like there's parts of yourself you could show as a leader that maybe you couldn't?
Well, I believe leadership is performance, and performance is leadership. So based on last year, I obviously got to play, and there's some things that I think I can do as a leader now that I couldn't do at the beginning of last year. But as last year went on, I kind of stepped more into that role, and this year, I've kind of stepped more into that role, and I think it's validated in the sense that I've been able to become a leader. But I don't want to change. I haven't changed the person I am just because of last season or anything in that nature. I'm the same guy that I've always been.
What are your goals, just physically, where you body and all that for the
Could you say that again?
goals, just physically in the weight room? What was your focus and what were you trying to?
Yeah, well, I was just trying to attack. I was trying to put on some weight and get stronger with each day, and obviously try and be a leader to the guys and show a good example out there.
Have you got a chance to do anything in the snow?
Well, besides walk to class every day, not really. I'm just hopeful and hoping this weather just gets better soon. I hope it does. Really do.
Anything else? All right. You spoke for all Nebraskans.
Captain Lamar mentioned this, but having the same defensive coordinator, same position coach 2 years in a row, hasn't happened for guys on in the secondary in a while. How has that made this transition easier?
I mean, coming into this year, having the same people leading us up there in the offices and stuff is really good for us. It's something that we're familiar with the coaching styles, familiar with the defensive scheme. So, all we can do is really just get better and just keep, tweaking what we need to tweak and fixing what we need to fix and just, be technically perfect.
Scott Frost mentioned, we were talking about you, but you said about the defensive backs as a whole, like last year, some of them maybe weren't all there what they wanted, but in winter conditioning, they're like one of the favorites of the late guys. What have you seen change of the guys in your room from now to compared to 6-8 months ago?
I think as of recently, this winter conditioning, we just been attacking it. Every day we challenge each other. Some guys will call other guys out when they see that, they're not working hard enough, and, we take that to heart. But we don't get on each other about it. We just let each other know that, we got to come to work every day because it's somebody out there working harder than us. At least that's how we see it. So, anytime we feel like we're not working to our standard, we try to kick it up another notch. And, a guy might be out there killing the workout, and we'll feed off of that. We'll see him and we'll see how he's doing, and then we'll try to go in and emulate that. So it's just really like no guy left behind. We just all trying to get it, all trying to do it the same way. The slowest DB, the fastest DB, it doesn't matter. We all try to win every rep.
I know he's a young guy, but how has Cam Taylor changed the room and maybe held some of the older guys accountable with his energy and his fire?
Yeah, Cam Taylor's a great guy. High energy guy. Every day comes in with a smile on his face. If he doesn't, that's our job to get him right, help him out. Just like day to day, he'll see a guy down and get him up, get his energy going. So, having a guy like Cam Taylor, a great football player, added energy, it can't do anything but help your team.
Was there, when he joined the roster last summer, was there like a moment among you guys where like, who's this guy? He's coming in here like this, or did you appreciate his energy right away?
Oh yeah, we appreciated the energy right away. We saw him for who he was, and we brought him in. It was never like, who is this guy? He was one of our brothers, and we was gonna have to accept him for who he was. And he's a high energy guy. We love it. We love it.
What do you see out of some of that crop of guys at safety who are going to have to step up now with the 3 seniors who left? And what have they kind of shown you?
They've shown me that they're ready to play. They want it. They're hungry. They want to do right. You know, everything's not going to be peaches and cream. Everything's not going to be perfect, but they've shown the intent to, you know, want to get better, want to learn more, and just want to, you know, be a guy for us, be one of the guys that really help contribute, you know. And it's not just one or two of those guys. It's really all of those guys. So.
What's something you personally want to get better at this year?
Personally, you know, I just want to be the best I can be for the team. Really, just help more, get more takeaways for the team. Just you know, help be a positive, you know, role model for the team. Just help anybody in need, really.
What did you see out of Lamar? He was pretty honest with it when it happened. When he got benched last year, he came back from it and he played some of his best ball at the end of the year. What did you see in him that, you know, since that moment kind of?
I saw a guy who wasn't going to lay down, you know, regardless of, you know, the past couple of years we've been here, you know, people saying certain things about him, saying he's not this guy, he's not that guy, he's not the guy that people want him to be. And at the end of the day, all he can be is himself. And, you know, when he was benched, he didn't let that deter him. He came back and he worked hard every day. And, you know, I appreciate him for that, you know, really showing us that he wanted to be here and he was going to get it right, you know, regardless of what people were saying and regardless of, you know, whatever was going on. So, you know, that's a guy I spent a lot of time with over my years here. You know, that's my brother, and that's going to be my brother for life. You know, I think it'll help us. You know, yeah, Coach Fish told us, you know, put the phones in the front of the room at the beginning of the meeting, and you know, everybody just kind of laugh. But you know, we understand it. We know that sometimes even a little less of a vibration could be a distraction to something that Coach might want to say to us. You know, and while we're in those meetings, we want to be completely locked in, dialed in, focused, so that way we can get as much out of the meeting as we can. So you know, it's a good thing for us.
When you look back on the transformation that DB's made last year in the offseason, what's one or two things Coach Fisher did to really help spur that?
Just really putting the attitude in us that, you know, to always want to be the best, to always you know, be better than you were the day before, to just push yourself even that much more. You know, Coach Fisher always told me when he first got here, he was like, you know, when I go to workouts, just give it all I got. Because he was like, nobody's going to say anything if you give it all you got and you just, you know, you drop. Everybody going to be like, oh, yeah, he's working. But, you know, if I'm out there, you know, being lazy, walking around and stuff like that, and then I complain that I'm tired after, people going to look at you kind of crazy. So, you know, just giving it everything that I got. And, you know, I might, you know, pass out, get a 4-hour nap out of it, you know, wake up and be ready to go again. So really just putting that attitude in us that everything that we do, you know, we have to do it with a certain intent.
What kind of winner did Deontay Williams have? What kind of jump did he make this year with the opportunity at safety?
He had a big winner. You know, he was really pushing around a lot of weight. Really grew his mind at the safety spot. Really was, you know, being a student to the game. And, you know, every morning that we would come in here, like I could see the fire in his eyes, you know, him wanting to get better another day, you know, every day that he came in. So, yeah, he's made some big jumps this offseason, some big gains, both physically and mentally. So, you know, it should be exciting to watch him grow this spring and watch him flourish.
We'll have Mo Berry next. A little defense heavy. You guys at the podium just hit the class schedule stuff. We'll have Mo and Ben Stilley for sure here before.
Make sure to wear your Patriots jersey around the league.
Another one, you know. That's all I gotta say about that. You know, 5 of them now. Oh wait, 6. like Jordan, so love it.
What do you see as a winner from your teammates?
Consistency. That's what I've seen. We came out our first workouts and attacked, and we continue to do that with every workout after that. And just a consistency, something that was normal to them, to be consistent, to attack. That's why I've seen it's normalized on our team. It's starting to be a culture, an expectation, and something that's not stressed, has to be stressed all the time because people are doing it and they have the mindset to approach their work in an attack mentality.
You've been someone who hasn't been afraid to say something if a guy was falling short in an area. Have you noticed guys can accept that criticism better than they used to?
Yes, definitely. That's what I enjoy about this team. It's not a lot of selfish people at all, and they understand where they're at, and they're striving to be the best they can be, And when you could take criticism and be your worst critic, that's where you're gonna go. You're gonna go places as you fix your flaws and you get better. And I think this team understands that, and they want to get better. So when they criticize about something, they take it and they fix those problems. And yeah.
Where do you think the defense can make a big jump in the spring? I know it's not, you're not playing games. Where do you think you can make a big jump there compared to last season? In general, how much better do you think you guys can get?
We got to bring I say consistency is the biggest thing. We have to be consistent every practice. Our energy has to be there every time. And just when you talk about our technique and everything we do, we understand the system more, and our technique will allow us to win one-on-one battles and do our jobs in an exceptional way. So that's the biggest thing, just technique.
And Will, give us an idea, what's that linebacker position look right now? Obviously you're back, but what's kind of an idea what the rest of the position group said looks like right now for the other spots?
Everyone's doing well. I think, like I said, the young guys are picking it up. A lot of the walk-ons, Joey, Bando, all of them, they're picking it up also. It's nice to see that because the younger part of our group is actually making calls and are comfortable acting like quarterbacks, and that's what something we stress. Just like a quarterback, no matter what two linebackers are in, you have to command the defense and have confidence in the calls you make. So just the confidence overall in our group is high, and technique-wise, we have a better starting point right now, but we have to get better each day.
Oh, I know it's only one practice for the spring season, but how physical do you expect these next 5 6 weeks?
Oh, as physical as it could be, even defense. That's a stressor for myself personally, and that's a stressor for the defense. If we could play fast and physical versus any team, that's a recipe for success. So I just think playing just in the back of your head, how fast and how physical can I be in each play I play.
Assuming Paul Miller is he still starting at middle backer? Is he at middle backer?
He's at middle backer.
Yeah, how much can that help him? Because he's a guy who's kind of moved around, and this is his second year in the position. What have you seen out of him, and where can he go?
Like I said, confidence. Now he's grasping the technique that Coach Rudin has taught him, and like I said, just the confidence part and just being comfortable with what he's doing. Going into year two is going. I'm sure it's slowing down for him, and he's looking great.
How did Will Owens come off his injury this spring? Is he back out there with you guys?
Yeah, he's looking good.
I think the year out kind of helped him a little bit, just mentally get a better grasp of what it takes.
I think for anyone sitting back and reflecting or just having mental reps is a good thing. So, but that's a question for him to answer.
We've heard about a different mentality from the defensive backs throughout winter conditioning. What did you see specifically from that group that was maybe a change from last year?
Oh, they impressed me. I love just seeing how they just bought in as a collective group from top to bottom. And we'll talk about being criticized and fixing things or, being accountable for things. They took hold of that, and the leadership in that group is really, is where it needs to be. And they've been lifting hard. They've been extremely impressive. So, yeah.
Cam said DiCaprio's talking more. You notice that too? Is he
Yeah.
more vocal?
Yeah, he's this is his scene. This is what, junior year. That's something he has to do, and he understands it. He's a great player for us, and that's the role he's in, and he's doing it.
Have you noticed anything in your training that you're able to do now that maybe you weren't, in past years?
When you talk about training,
Your weight training or your, winter conditioning?
oh yeah, I'm explosive, extremely explosive. I put on some weight. I was at 225. Now I'm at 232. It's very lean, and I just feel extremely powerful. My stamina is still up to par, and I'm moving laterally better, and it's just explosive.
Well, when you go through winter and now into spring, are there some other guys that you're starting to see step up as leaders locally or in how they are just going about their business?
I just see Decap, Lamar is doing a good job. Darian is someone who's really during winter conditioning has stepped up as a leader, pushing his brother, pushing the D line there, and that's it so far.
You guys learn anything from a guy like Darian, the benefit of their program and what he's brought to you guys so far?
Learn a thing or two, but we still got a lot of practicing to do, and we're gonna learn a lot from each other with these practices.
Oh, how much relief is there that you're not learning a new system because of some of your teammates successfully had different position coach earlier they've been here. So the consistency of the staff, how much is that?
Oh, that's great. It's confidence, like I said, it breeds confidence. You know what to expect. You know what your coaches expect from you. And it's just now you can focus on the technique part. You're not focused on grasping the system as we were last spring, but you're focused on the fine details and the technique. And that's great because now we could just go up from where we were last year. Appreciate it.
How's the new position coach been? Just in the little you had a chance to work with Coach T?
Yeah, Coach T has been good. Just had our first meeting with him late last Thursday. So we haven't been around him a ton. But yeah, awesome energy guy, bringing little new techniques and stuff. And it's just good to have a new, a fresh mind with maybe different ideas. Not really huge things, but just tweaks. It's definitely been helpful.
What sort of improvement in particular would you like to see from your group this spring and then going forward?
Yeah, I think a big emphasis for us over the offseason was just getting bigger, right? Just the body change, getting bigger, being able to play harder, yeah, and just more knockback is definitely something that's big for us up front. Cleaning up our footwork so we can definitely play more vertically, less horizontally, get more knockback.
Russ said after the Iowa game, he didn't want to see his D line looking smaller than other D lines going forward. Did you guys hear that, and did some guys kind of take that to heart?
Yeah, I'd say me especially, right? I was the smallest one on our D line playing. So yeah, for me especially, this offseason was big for me, trying to get like about 10 pounds on over the offseason. So just so I feel like I fit in, can hold the ground better in there.
You feel more comfortable playing at that kind of weights? Obviously, you made a big change from like 2 last year, so you feel better kind of about where you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. So last year it was trying to put on an excessive amount of weight, and there just wasn't enough time really for me to get all the weight on that I needed in that time. So I was definitely starting at a much better point this year, and able to kind of slowly put on a good 10 pounds. 288.
How tough is it to go from, you got 3 different position coaches? I mean, how do you look at that?
Yeah, so I mean, from you come into college, right, and you think you're going to have the same coach all 4 years, especially when the staff had just gotten there the year before you got there. You'd never envision that many firings and that few of years for you being here. So I kind of look at it as a positive, though. Definitely, just being able to, pick the minds of all 3 of those coaches and several other coaches we've had is definitely good to be able to compile all that information.
What is the challenge in that regard?
Yeah, so every coach is definitely going to have things they focus on more, little nuances and little techniques they want you to alter slightly, right? So that's definitely been the challenges, right? In the beginning of spring ball is adjusting to those small technique differences they want when you have the other technique ingrained in your mind.
Yeah, I think Darian Daniels, kind of what's he brought to your group, and what positions can he play for you guys right now?
Yeah, Darian's been real good. He's fit right in with the group. He's big, but he can move well. Honestly, he could play all 3 if he wanted to. He's so big. But yeah, definitely brings that maturity and some good knowledge. Just being able to play the game at a high level. What he brings in, definitely he can add to us, and we're definitely helping him out and trying to help him learn the defense as well at the same time.
What is it about his personality that enables him to fit in really well?
Have you met his brother? Yeah, they're very similar, and they just go at it with each other for sure. Yeah, so I mean, just the joking personality, I guess, is how they are definitely off the field.
You got 2 sets of brothers now in that room with the Davises too. Is it kind of, you see those guys have some fun to get there being a lot of family in that room at one time?
Yeah, it's definitely a sight to see. So if you ever get the chance to sit in the room with all 4 of them at the same time, I'd encourage it for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Ben, anything stand out about the early enrollees and their conditioning at all?
Yeah, I mean, we're not with them a lot. They kind of coming in, they kind of have their own workouts, so to say. But I mean, yeah, definitely Wandale was definitely good at practice on Monday. I didn't see too many of the other guys on the field at the same time, so but yeah, Wandale hits the hole pretty fast.
Ben, you talked about the small tweaks that come with Coach T. Does it help that he's from a 3-4 and he understands the language? There's not like crazy change?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more carryover. The language is pretty universal, honestly, so he'll kind of ask us in meetings, like, what's your guys' term for this, right? And half the time it's the same term he uses, right? So that's definitely been a helpful thing. It's not a whole new language you have to learn or anything.
And you said you're up to 288?
Yep.
Beyond the spring training, I'm guessing they're changing your diet. Put some light on what you maybe had to consume to help you put on all that muscle.
Yeah, strength training is a big part of it. Just constant eating from morning to night. Yeah, I mean, it's not too much different than what I've been doing. It's just being able to lift more, a lot in the off season, a lot more strenuous. Definitely has helped me versus in season when we don't lift quite as much and quite as heavy. So, yeah, it's been good this off season.
Thanks, Matt. We'll wrap up players. Just to give everyone kind of just play land first rush should be here in 10, 15 minutes. And when he's done, we'll use these tables back here for the assistants. So if you have equipment on those, we'll do that when we get close to having the assistants. The defensive group first, and then about 30 minutes. There's a couple. here, so if you want to get okay, if you guys are all set, we'll go straight to questions for Coach Brock.
Yeah, Maurice will be a limited participant in practice this spring. I guess I'll cover that, our team or our university. We take that seriously. Our players, everybody involved in our program needs to understand that they don't just represent themselves, they represent our team and the university. To my knowledge, that process is moving along. Hopefully we'll get more clarity on soon. We're trying to keep him in as close to a normal routine as a student athlete as we can in the meantime. I think anytime anybody in our team behaves in a way that isn't consistent with the values of our team or our university, they run the risk of losing playing time or putting their status on the team in jeopardy. But to me, it's important to have a complete understanding of the situation before that decision's made. And just to be clear, that decision isn't made by me. It's made by myself in conjunction with administration and the university. So that's where we stand right now. I don't know a whole lot more about it.
What's the definition of limited practice?
He's going to be a part of what we're doing out there. Just won't be doing as much as he might be doing. He has a lot of other things to worry about right now, and we're going to facilitate that to try to cooperate with the investigation, everything that's going on.
So he'll do something at each practice?
I don't know if it'll be at each practice. Again, that probably depends on some of the details of what's going on with his investigation, and we're going to cooperate any way we can.
I know hindsight's 20/20. When you think about the way the fall transpired, was there something you wish you had done differently, or you had done differently, or his initial representative had done differently?
No, just to clarify some of that, I knew very little about this in the fall. I'm not sure how much any of us, well, I do know we didn't know very much about it. The extent of what we knew is that he was contacted for an interview. One of the members of our staff was contacted for an interview by the Attorney General of Nebraska. At that time, several of us on the second floor had a relationship with the former Attorney General of Nebraska, and we contacted him to represent him in that questioning. At that time, all I knew was it was a matter that took place when he was in high school, and the impression I was given was it wasn't something they thought would elevate to a level that required any more action by us. The next I heard about it was in January, so I don't know what anybody could have done any different in the fall.
Scott, what would you say to someone who's, when you look at it, there's a lot of details that were involved in what happened last fall, but the perception might be out there among some people that some of this unfolded the way it did to keep them out there in the fall. I guess, what would you say?
That's completely not true. Anytime there's an investigation or our players are questioned in any way, it's our job to step back and let the legal process run its course, cooperate any way we can. There weren't any charges in the fall. I knew the little that was told to me in the fall, and that was that he was wanted for questioning. And knew very little beyond that, and I don't think it's my place to do investigations. In fact, that's where a lot of people get themselves in trouble. This will run its course and justice will be served. But again, I don't think anybody could have done anything different last fall.
On the football part of it, what's the biggest difference you see when you stepped out there Monday for the first spring practice when you compare it to a year ago?
Yeah, compared to last year, the two things that stood out to me, practice one, was number one, the guys knew where to go. We weren't teaching everything for the very first time, and we weren't teaching guys where to line up in drills, where to line up in stretch, how we want them to be dressed, what the names of the plays were, what the signals were. It kind of took off from a point that looked a lot like the end of fall camp last year from that standpoint, with guys having a familiarity with what we're doing and our processes. The second big difference is just the strength and conditioning levels of our team. Zach Duvall and his staff are the best in the country. In my opinion, our guys have gained an average of 100 pounds in their lower leg strength in the squat, over 50 pounds per man on average. Upper body put on close to 10 pounds per man of lean muscle. They're in better shape. They can run longer. They can practice like we want them to practice a lot more efficiently. And that was obvious in day one of spring ball. So hopefully we're starting at a lot better place than we started last year.
What do you make of your running back situation right now? I know you've got guys on the way, but, you know, with Maurice, but also other guys. Like, how does it sit with you at this point?
Yeah, you know, we're thin at a bunch of positions, and we will be until we get the incoming freshmen in. Even when we get them in, we're still not going to be as deep as I'd like at a few positions. Said this all along that I don't think there was a quick fix that at every spot or at every area of need that we can address in one recruiting cycle or even two. It's a process, but we're in a lot better place. Running back specifically, you know, with Maurice being limited, Jalen Bradley's on scholarship, Wyatt Mazur was a walk-on that we put on scholarship, and the rest of the guys out there are walk-ons. So we're not very deep at that spot in spring. The guys that we have did a great job in day one, and we are hopeful we'll add to that depth come fall with the incoming guys.
Will Miles Jones and Wandell Robinson, will they do much running back, or will they be more receiver-based this spring?
I think Miles and Wandell both be primarily receivers. That being said, both of them took some reps at running back yesterday. Those are the kind of guys that we expect to be able to play multiple positions, slot, hopefully outside receiver, and some in the backfield too. I thought both guys had a really good day one.
Scott, can you talk about your assistant coach and why you hired him?
Tony's a great addition. We were sad to lose Coach Dawson. He was an important part not just of our team but of our family. Tony is as good a guy as we can hire to bring in here. We talked to a lot of people, interviewed a lot of people. There were some really quality people we interviewed, some really talented people we interviewed. We just felt like Tony was the best fit. The two things I was looking for more than anything were a good technician that was going to get his position group playing with technique and playing hard. So a good technician, and number two, just a good man that fits in with our staff. We get a lot of high character guys on our coaching staff, and I think Tony fits in from that standpoint really well.
Just what a couple of guys said about they had turned in their phones during team meetings. Just what behind that decision, and do you think they'll maybe lead to more attentiveness?
No, we're not going to be a police state around here where guys can't have phones and can't have social media and those types of things unless it becomes an issue in the meeting. If they're getting phone calls in meetings or staring at their phone in the meeting, we want them dialed in. So I wouldn't read too much into that. We haven't had a problem with that. But you know, particularly a couple guys meetings and maybe special team and team, if the phone goes off or they're talking to their mom during the meeting, we're going to address it.
How do you look at the safety spot? You had three seniors who departed. What do you make of that crop that you have there? I think Cam Taylor mentioned he was working at both corner and safety to start.
Yeah. Again, with guys graduating, there's depth issues at certain spots. That being said, you know, I think the DB group has come a long way from when we first got to Nebraska. We got some guys coming back with a bunch of experience in the secondary. I think we have multiple people in the secondary that can play more than one spot. Cam Jones, Cam Taylor. I think Lamar could potentially play more than one spot. DCAP if we needed him to. I think we have a lot of flexibility at that spot, and our depth in the secondary is pretty good considering the number of guys we lost. So I was really pleased with where the defensive backs picked up. And again, we're adding a bunch of guys come fall at that position that should make the depth even better.
How do you want to see Adrian improve over this season?
Number one thing Adrian's got to do is be the leader of the team. He's gonna be, whether he wants to or not, just because of the position he plays and how well he played last year. He can't back into that. He's got to take it on, accept it, and embrace it. He's naturally going to be one of our leaders, but I want to see it go beyond that. I want to see him be the guy that's setting the tone for the entire offense and the entire team. His play on the field is going to take care of itself. It's hard to be a real leader as a true freshman, but it's time for him to step into that role.
What ways have you kind of exhorted him or talked to him about things he can do?
Didn't just talk to him. I pulled a group in the other day of some of the guys that naturally should fall into leadership roles, some guys that we're going to lean on to be the voices in the locker room, to make sure everybody's adhering to the standards that we expect. D-Jax has done a great job of that. I think the Twins have to step up. D-Cap and Lamar, Mo Berry, Matt Farniok, Bo Wilson, Jack Stoll. There's a bunch, and I'm leaving some out, but there's a bunch of guys that need to take that next step. We're going to work with them to make sure they understand the responsibilities that come along with that. Any team's stronger when the voices in the locker room are the loudest voices, and problems get fixed in the locker room. I don't ever want to run a top-down program where I'm micromanaging and running everything and fixing every little problem. The more problems that can get fixed before they even get to the coaching staff, the better team we'll have. And that responsibility falls on a lot of those guys.
Do you specifically mentor them yourself, or do you bring other guys in, or like who are the people that sort of mentor them and become good?
They get mentored all the time. From me, from the rest of the coaching staff, from guest speakers that we have come in. There's a lot of people that we want to have spend time with our entire team, but specifically our leaders. And making it clear to them what the expectations are is important. I think also giving them the ability to do it. A lot of coaches won't back off and let a player run something, be responsible for something, or take ownership of something. And I'm going to be quick to give guys ownership of things and let them blossom and see where they're going to take it. A lot of people have good ideas. We have a lot of good players and a lot of good people that are going to be in positions to be those leaders, and I need to empower them to do it.
Coach, are you curious? I'm curious, Coach. Are you open to having underclassmen captains this year? I know it's kind of a smaller senior group. I mean, you looked into that. I know the Coach Osborne you played was only seniors. Coach Stoll was only seniors. But have you looked at maybe underclassmen this year with the kind of guys that have program?
Yeah, I don't care where the leadership comes from. You know, historically here it's been seniors that are team captains. We'll determine team captains down the road somewhere. But there's guys like Adrian, that's a sophomore, that is going to have to be a leader for us. There's guys on defense that are underclassmen that are going to have to be leaders for us. So if we get good leadership, I don't really care where it comes from.
Coach, you mentioned Mo Berry. Inside linebacking core has got to develop. You got Nick on campus. How's the linebacking core moving along as spring progresses? They'll have to be important.
Yeah, I think linebackers are another place we're a little thin right now. We got several guys coming in the fall that hopefully add to that. Mo Berry's got to be the ringleader for us. Expecting good things out of Colin Miller. He had a good first day. Will Honus is going to be limited because of his injury from last year. And then, frankly, we got a lot of young guys. And it's going to be great for us if Nick or some of the other young guys step up. But that's still a place where we don't have the type of depth that we hope we'll have down the road. So it's important for the guys getting reps to really come along from the top of that group to the bottom. And hopefully we'll land in a good place at the end of spring and an even better place when we get more guys on campus.
What about outside as well?
Outside's kind of the same deal. You know, having Ace back and Ferg is a good start. JoJo had a good first day, playing more primarily outside backer for us yesterday. Need some more guys to step up at that position as well. And there's a bunch of guys that are going to get enough reps to show us what they can do. Really hopeful that we get some guys that kind of surprise us or make a big jump this spring.
So JoJo's at outside linebacker. What do you guys like about him there? He's not necessarily the biggest guy, but he made some plays last year.
Yeah, I think that was the key. When he got his chances, he made plays. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. We can put guys in position to make plays. At the end of the day, they got to make the play. And That was one of the bright spots about watching JoJo, is when he came off the edge and wasn't blocked, we got sack fumbles, saw him make a bunch of tackles. It showed up again yesterday. When he gets chances to make plays, he makes them, and I think he'll be versatile enough that he can play some safety for us, but right now we need him a little more at outside linebacker.
So who you have at safety?
A bunch of guys. Yeah.
I know it's only one day in, but the Black Sweatshirt posse brought them up. How good is it to get those guys? You mentioned Cam Jones, get those guys off the wall, get them out of the Black Sweatshirts, get them on the field, and get them going.
Yeah, there's some that are in are full go now. There's some that might be in those sleeveless black hoodies. They're part way back, but they're not all the way back. Cam Jones was a bright spot yesterday. I thought he started to show us some of the things that we saw on tape when we were recruiting him. Tate Wilderman is back in a limited capacity and looking really good. Casey Rogers was back yesterday. CJ's not going to be back yet. Will Honus is back in a limited capacity. We had a bunch of guys on the wall last year. There's still a few that are going to be limited in spring, but we're not missing very many. And it's every coach's hope that we finish spring the same way.
Scott, how do you see the backup at quarterback, that competition going this spring?
Yeah, I feel a lot better about the quarterback position and our depth there than I did all of last year. Obviously, we have an established guy now with Adrian. Noah Vedro is going to be eligible from day one. Had a good first day. Bunchy has continued to improve. Had a good first day. Luke McCaffrey really surprised me yesterday. I think he had about as good a first day as a guy could have. That's probably a credit to how hard he worked when he came in to know what he was doing. You're never going to be perfect when you're going through your first few practices, and we try to tell our guys not to expect to be perfect. But I was impressed by him. And then Matt Masker did some good things yesterday too. So we have a lot more depth at that position. I feel a lot more comfortable where we are right now than last fall.
What's his leadership style as that's come out more and as he's grown? How would you describe his leadership style?
Well, Adrian's the type of kid that's always going to do things the right way. You don't have to worry about his work ethic, his attention to detail. As a leader, you got to start bringing people along with you. And I think he started to do that as the year went along last year. But we need more of that. We need him to hold other people accountable if they're not doing the right things. He's got the type of personality that people gravitate toward. So I think even when he gets on people, people are going to accept it and embrace any kind of coaching or leadership that he gives. I want him to worry about accomplishing the mission and winning games. I want him to worry about taking care of his teammates. But usually as a leader, if you start out by bringing one person along with you, then two, pretty soon you're leading a bigger group. And I'm starting to see that from Adrian, but we need to fast track that.
Coach, Husker and Jurgen's going to have the transition to center, and is he full go and feet can get tricky and you can sort of watch it with him?
Yeah, he's not 100% healthy yet, but he was a participant in practice yesterday. Did a great job in the weight room, gaining weight. He looks great. I wouldn't say he's quite full speed yet, but he's getting reps. Did a great job yesterday. Thought Will Farniak did a great job yesterday too. We're going to be young at center and really young on offense, but center and one of the guards are going to be new players, and I was really impressed with Hickson and Farniak and some others. Cam Jurgens is a guy with a ton of talent. We're going to take it as slow with him as we need to make sure that he's healthy going forward.
Coach, real quickly, circling back to Adrian, how much of your own personal experience as a quarterback of Nebraska can you translate or kind of speak to with Adrian?
Yeah, as far as stuff on the field with Adrian, he's got a great, not just good, but a great quarterback coach working with him. And some of the detail that he gets from Mario, I wouldn't be able to coach. Some of the off-the-field stuff and what it means to be a quarterback at the University of Nebraska, very few people kind of know that and understand it. I understand it. There's a lot of great things that come along with that. There's some annoying things that come along with that. But I'm going to do everything I can to help Adrian navigate that.
Coach, your wide receivers have to come along. You say you want multiple weapons on the field at once. That'd be tough for an offensive coordinator and a wide receivers coach with that much attention to detail. How important is their development for you this year?
It's important. losing Stanley Morgan is a big hit for us. Stanley was a great player around here for a long time. It was exciting to see him do what he did at the Combine. He's one of my favorite kids that I've coached, just from how he came to work and loved football. So we're going to miss Stan. It's great having JD back. He was should have been a 1,000-yard receiver for us last year as well. So it's a luxury to have a guy like that coming back. We got a ton of talent around JD, and I don't need those guys to be All-Americans overnight. I just want to see them improve. Woody and Mike, Andre Hunt, some of the young guys with Nance and Wandale. There's a lot of guys that I'm not even mentioning that I think have an opportunity to take the next step forward and be those guys for us. So that's one of the jobs that's wide open. Excited to watch guys compete for it, and if we get better as an entire group, I think we'll be a lot deeper at that position and hopefully better as a whole.
Coach, you brought in, I think, 8 newcomers to the roster this spring. What does that do this spring, kind of bringing them along? And do you see more and more kids doing this every year, trying to graduate early to join you?
Yeah, it's becoming more of a thing. If kids are like me, about the spring semester of my senior year, I was senioritis, ready to be done anyway. Maybe that's because I lived in a town of 1,300 people. I don't know. But if kids want to play early in college, I think it gives them an advantage if they get accustomed to college, if they get on campus and they get the 15 practices this spring. Then you're not starting from square one come fall. You got some experience under your belt, and I think it gives you a better opportunity to compete for playing time early. There was more this year. I expect it to keep growing. But kids kind of have to have a plan for that, usually by their junior year at least of high school, because they can start taking classes that are appropriate to make sure they graduate at semester. So I expect the number of kids doing that to probably grow.
I know after signing JD has received engagements with Bill Moose. There's obviously been conversation last month about support with athletic programs. I thought it'd be an opportunity to talk about what kind of support you've received from Bill, kind of the relationship you guys have built over the last 7 months.
Yeah, I'm as big a Bill Moose fan as you'll find. It was important to me before I took this job to know that we had an athletic director here that was going to do everything possible to give the football program and every sports program on campus what they needed to be successful. Bill hasn't disappointed me. We don't ask for anything that's, I don't think, out of line, but when we do go ask Bill for something, he tries to find a way to get done. He's been a great support and a great resource for me, and I probably wouldn't be here, possibly wouldn't be here if Bill Moose wasn't the AD.
You mentioned Coach DeWitt's situation on your radio show last week. If he has to miss some time, how do you, fill that void during this spring?
Well, first of all, our thoughts and prayers are with Javon. One of my first messages to my football team every spring and every fall is, boys, this is important, but football isn't life. There's more important things in life than football. Football is just what we love to do and do. Anytime a situation like this comes up, it kind of reinforces that. There's bigger things out there. He's certainly fighting a fight that's bigger than any game we're going to play this fall. In the short term, Coach Shenander doesn't have a position as a defensive coordinator. In our time together at Oregon, he was the outside linebackers coach, so whatever Javon can't do, between Chins and Jack Cooper and others on our staff, we'll be able to pick up the pieces. Biggest thing is we're just pulling for him and there for him, and hoping he makes it through this. Thank you, guys.